Hey guys, welcome back to Parkitect University. In this episode, we're going to be exploring the fantasy theme. And so in front of you, we have all the fantasy pieces in-game, and to your first look, it's not really a lot of pieces. And so I'm going to show you what I do with these pieces and build a pretty simple cottage. That's kind of the idea. Just looking at these parts, though, I'm already having a hard time with some of them. Like these doors and windows down here are only colorable by the roofs, so these would probably be hard to use. I'm going to try to utilize them in this little build that I want to show you. I want to build a little cottage. It's the plan today. This is my favorite piece, honestly. You've seen me use this so many times in some other Parkitect builds. So this is just your... I think this is a normal 40... Actually, I think this is the same height as a 45-degree roof. Let me go double check. It kind of is. Yeah, it's the same height as a regular 45 slope. That's actually good to know, but it just has a more curvature look to it, and then it has this like actual tile work that's on it. So it's actually useful. This is a very useful piece, except for some of the little details. But today we're going to build a simple cottage. So let's go over to our little build spot. And let's see here. The cottage could be like Snow White. Like a Snow White cottage. That's kind of the idea here. So I'm going to try to stick with only the fantasy pieces and generic, but I might just blend into some of the other parts in here. But it's kind of... I'm trying to, but you know me, I'm going to try to utilize every single piece possible. So the first thing is to figure out our shape of the building. So where's my generic walls? Let's go up to here, and here's our generic walls. We're going to do a more of a cream color, a darker cream. Yeah. Darker yellowish color. I would call it cream. And we're going to do an L-shaped building, because that's always better than a rectangle or square. I also like the idea of building a water wheel to it. So we're going to do a little bit of terraforming to add some water features. I don't want the water too high. Let's make it that. And then figure out the shape of our building. I also just realized I want to add some brickwork. So actually I want to use the adventure pack for some walls. For like some brick stacked up walls for like foundation. So we're going to move these ones out and restart over, but it's okay. This building's not necessarily going to work. Well, this building's more of a prop than an actual working facility. I could make it look like an actual working facility, like add a restroom or something in it. But for this exercise, we're just designing a building to get the feel of what we're working on, or what a fantasy feel is. So where's my larger walls? They're there. We're going to do that, and then these walls, we're going to go up to this. I'm already liking the shape of the building. Actually, I want these wall sets that go a little bit farther out. Let's expand this wall. And it's okay to do this, just this back and forth of deciding, because all building games have a sense of, there's decision making all the time that's happening. I'm going to grab this roof for now and see what it would look like if I did this. Across, not those like that. And then, I wish there was a corner variant of this roof. That would be so helpful, but there isn't. I don't like how these look. Let's see here. We're going to change the color of these roofs anyway because they need to. Let's do this. Let me see what look at my reference that I have here. Ooh, okay, taller. Actually, I like that idea. We're going to make one set of building to be taller to add some variation. Like this. There we go. That looks a little bit nicer. Let's change the color of this first too, because it needs to happen. So when you go copy that cream color that I have here, so we're just going to grab that color And the roof is going to be maybe a dark maroon. Not as bright. There we go. That looks a little bit nicer. And then we're going to add some of our borders for like woodwork on the building, because I'm just imagining this is a stucco, right? So we have to do that. And we're going to pick like maybe a very darkish... Actually, what's the color brown on this pole? This is the color brown. That works for me. Now, I won't necessarily put borders here because this roof here clips. So we're going to skip that. I'm going to do it down here, though, between the stone foundation to the stucco wall. I'll do that foundation first. And also on top of that, we're going to do the border on the bottom of the walls because it has this, for me, it adds a sense of connection between the floor and the wall. And we're going to add this border one right here too, just underwater here. Got to also give ourselves room for that water wheel that I was thinking about. But so far, the roof and the building kind of has a good shape to it. There is this issue, though. I need to fix this. So we're going to try to find a solution for this. Actually, the solution could be extending the building out a little bit. We'll see. I actually want to know if this would fit on top of this. Oh, it does, but then it still bleeds through. I want to... Oh, you know what the solution is? I just thought of it. I want to add cylinders here to extend the roof a little bit longer. Let's see, 1.15 I think should be the solution. 15 is too big. Can we go 10? Yeah, let's go 10. Let's see what that looks like. I actually want to see if this works. Ooh, this is a happy accident, and I like this better. Actually, I'm curious if going 45 degree would be better. This is my this is my normal 45. So if that was on grid 10, oh, but it's at a 45, then there's this weird, clipping here. But that's okay. We can do the normal. Yeah, we'll do that. That's a cool idea. It kind of extends the roof out. I never thought to do that. Oh, this is neat. Okay, cool. Then I still need to fix this. Let me first do some pillar work so I don't forget, because I'm bouncing from thing to thing. So let's do this all the way to the top. Now, to my understanding, fantasy is kind of a very vague definition. There's a vague definition on the wiki, and it suggests, or it says it's a folklore / tales of a magical sense. So that's what fantasy kind of stands for. Kind of a weird definition. It kind of works, but it's kind of also very broad. So I'll kind of go with it. These border pieces are fun to use in other projects, like for sci-fi and other things, but for this case, we kind of have to do the fantasy type of thing. And they go with the roofs too if you needed to cap them off, but this works. So this still having a problem of covering up is going to be the issue, because I do want this roof here. Or the solution would be is to add another roof like this, or a different type of roof. Let's try this roof. Maybe we can make a little shed back here or something to cover up that blemish. Yeah, the blemish is the issue here. I don't like how it's behaving. I don't want to put that there because that wouldn't work. So we're going to do this. Oh, we're going to add a little bit more wood detailing like that. There should also be a foundation work for the stone as well. We're going to do, let's see here. Yeah, I'm just going to sit here and just kind of test around, mess around with some of the parts here to get a feel of what I want to do. Oh, I know what solution that would be actually for the covering up that roof piece. I mean, I could get rid of it, but I want the connection between the two. What could I do? Because I like this angle of this roof. Oh yeah, let me just blueprint these first real quick. I'm going to call it copy. This is a technique that I use all the time. I suggest you guys get in the habit of doing it as well, because it's very useful when you're working on things over and over again. There we go. This one just needs to go overhang a little bit so I can just get rid of the rest. And then go grab some more of these pillars. Yeah. And then we'll do the center ones like this. Oh, up all the way at the top. That should make, yeah, that makes sense to do that. It looks like a little cottage. It's somewhat working out. I just want to fix this problem. See, I could just leave it open or do this. No, I need to complete the roof. So I'm going to fixing this. Oh, I know what to do. I just thought of it. I actually just thought of it just a second ago. Okay, we're going to actually push out a piece of the building like it's a little dinky little awning. Not an awning, like just a window set, a seal. Yeah, like a little window like this. There we go. That actually works. And I can use these cylinders here. Suggest that it's a roof. And we're going to make it, yeah, we're going to make it flat. Why not? Just to make our lives a little bit easier. So when it comes to like building and decision making, it's sometimes more of a there's problem solving that needs to happen. Like for that case, that was the problem solving bit that I needed to figure out. And in some cases, it's sometimes the limitations of the pieces. But in this case, it was more of a problem solving of like I needed to figure out how to fix that part. Okay, 0.13 is the lowest you can do for stacking. And if this does not want to behave, yeah. Does that look weird? It kind of looks weird. I'm not in love with this. This is kind of a little difficult. So I'm going to scrap it. So there I was testing. I still don't like this cover. The other solution would be for me, would be plants of some sort. Oh yeah, I do want to use these vines that I got. These vines are cool to use, especially for some stuff. And changing the color of those vines would be fun. So actually, if I did vines like this, let me grab the other one so I can have that nearby. There we go. Let's see if we can cover it up. Where's the other one? There's the other one. Okay, it's somewhat working, but I'm still not happy that it's there still. Yep, it's still not like gone. The other solution for me, I just thought as well, is that's where the chimney should go to cover up this blemish. So maybe that is the actual solution, is to do the chimney now before I go any further. And we're going to do a big chimney. Not that big, actually. Oops. Let's just center it and then go straight up. Yeah, that's probably our solution, is a chimney. Because I'm assuming this would be a mill of some sort, maybe a bakery on the outskirts of the town or something. Yeah, that looks better. There's still this bit here, so I could solve that by doing... Oh, I just thought of it. Gingerbreading for some of the pieces here. So I usually grab my pyramid down to... Let's do 0.15 because it's the smallest I can go. Oh no, I have to go bigger. Just a little bit bigger. What are we at? 0.15. And this is at 0.17. Can I do 0.16? Yes. Look at that. It covers it up. It kind of just disappeared now. Yep. I like that. That works for me. I just didn't make the color... Oh, no, it is the right color. So let's go across to add more unity to the building. I'm not necessarily modeling this after anything, I'm just kind of playing it by ear. And just kind of feeling out how the building's going to tell me what it should be. After years of experience with designing random stuff, things just kind of build themselves sometimes. And in this case, it's kind of doing that right now. Just realized I didn't finish the top of this building yet either, with the extended tile. I love that I found that, actually. That's really cool. So yeah, it's gonna this gingerbreading is gonna be on the main structure, and the other structure is not gonna have it, just to give them a little bit of difference. And I just remembered I should make these roofs different colors of tones so that they're older, or stained. So actually, oh, there we go. I think I have two roofs intersecting each other. Let me go double check this. Yeah, I do. It happens. I don't see what I'm doing. Okay, that's fine. There we go. I will not use these doors and windows because I can't color the window sills themselves. So we're going to skip those. These pieces in this build, well, I can use this piece for like the bracket for the water wheel. And then vines maybe we'll use for like some detailing around the base of the building. Okay, let's go fix the brickwork at the bottom here. Oh no, you know what? I want to use some rocks to make it more whimsical. Where are my rocks? Rocks, rocks, rocks. Not those are trees. Ah, rocks. They're a little too dark. But if you do this, put them at the corners, you can kind of do this a little bit. Add a little bit of a like the roof, not the roof, the walls are made of cobblestone that are stacked together and glued together by, what's it called? Mortar. Yeah, I want to do that a little bit. I did this technique, I think, in my last American Adventure episode. I did it for like the arcade or something. I was just kind of messing around. Actually, I want these stones to kind of just be at the bottom here. Not necessarily in love with it. Maybe I should just do this rock. This actually looks a little bit better. It looks a little bit more unified. But I do need to darken it, no, lighten it up, because with the rock textures in game, they're actually, whatever color you put on is not the true color. It's like a darker version of that color. See how yeah, it's just a darker version. So I always lighten up the rocks because there's a texture on it. I'm not sure what it is, but there's something there. That adds a little bit more variation here. A little too uniform. Yeah, I'm going to go back to a regular technique that I usually do. Is just do squares on the corners. Let's just do that. Let's do 0.14 or no, let's put 0.12 so that there's a gap when I stack. Yep, a little bit of a stack. Yeah, that looks a little bit nicer. It's kind of like the same building techniques I was using in my last campaign episode for Silica Slopes. That was a medieval / fantasy build. And I did thatched roofing on that one. That was actually pretty fun, but also very time consuming because all the roofs were all made of individual shapes. Yeah, I just want to do those every other pillar. I don't want to do every pillar, yeah. Let's do this one like this. Oops. And then we're going to fix these. There we go. That looks a little bit nicer. Let's see here. What are we doing next? We're going to do some maybe more gingerbreading. Let me see my concept art that I was watching or looking at. Oh, vines growing off the building. That would be good. Yeah, I was going to use those these vines here, but they're too cartoony sometimes. But we need to utilize them. We're going to use those in a second. Let's do windows first. Because no building is complete without windows. Oh, and dormers. I need to put these in too. So when it comes to like designing fantasy stuff or any other themed thing, always try to use more than one piece from different packs, because that actually helps with your building instead of just being stuck with one pack, because this fantasy pack is really, there's really not much you can do with it. So it's better that you try to utilize some other pieces. So I want those to be, yeah, we're going to do a couple of these windows, not everywhere. And we might not even put windowsills on them because I want to make this different from some other buildings that I just did recently. Okay, that works for me. I wanted to get rid of that one. I need a doorway, and the fun way to do doorways would be to do a staircase and a door. That would make sense, right? Yeah, let's do that. And this time, actually, I want to do a different way I would do a door normally. We're going to utilize some different door pieces. Yeah, we're going to use an arch. We're going to color it the cream color that I like, and then a brown. Oops. Darn, it did that weird thing. Nope. Okay. Listen to me, please. I want it there, and then I want this over here. There we go. Now, the doors are from these are from the Taste of Adventure pack, Taste of Adventure. So we're going to use the medieval door, and we're going to make it a little bit more whimsical looking. The dreariness of this door kind of doesn't look good, so I'm going to fix that a little bit. Ah, nicer. So much nicer. And then we're going to add our little staircase. There is a piece that I use for staircases instead of building my own. That would be... Wait, are they not here? Oh, they're in a different spot. Where are they? Details. Yes. Yes. They are in details. You know what? I kind of like it. That actually looks okay. So this is also from the Taste of Adventure pack too. There's other ways you can imitate this, either out of shapes or using an actual, what's it called? Actual path, using a path that would actually solve it too. But in this case, I wanted to do something easy on my end. Didn't want to actually build them by hand, but this actually looks good. The other thing I like to do on this would be to actually add a awning on top. Let's go add that. Let's see how that's gonna look. We want a regular roof from the roof pack. Yeah, we're gonna make it a dark maroon. And we're gonna lift it up higher so that we can see the door. So I think that's very important. You need to see the door so that you make it so it's believable. And also, it's the angle of Parkitect. I also want to show you that the door exists. It's not just it goes into the abyss. And actually, I want to change this piece to another piece I like using. Where are you? Yes, these pieces. Because they have a tile work on them. They look probably better. Let me see what this looks like against. That just looks nicer. Yeah, I'm going to keep it. And then I'm going to border it just to add a little bit more detail to kind of make it part of the building. Yeah, there we go. That looks nice. Let's see here. We need to work on that water wheel now. Oh no, let's do dormers first. These are always fun to add details to because it suggests like there's a balcony, not a balcony, an attic of the building. So I just need to make sure that they're the right color. Oh, perfect. They are now the right color. And I always add this border or this pillar on the corner of these dormers, and it's usually on grid, is it 7 or 8? 6. No, it's actually on grid 6. Because these sit on exactly in the middle if you're on grid 3. So you can tell it just goes right there. And then these windows, usually I'm going to use the whimsical window. These, are these hexagonal? Yeah, these are hexagons. They're just like stretched hexagons. I'm going to put these on top. There we go. That looks good so far. This chimney here needs some work. Need some more exposed brick or something. Ooh, I want to try something with the tire. I normally don't mess with this piece. I mess with it like other things of making like... Ooh. Add some like exposed stone. I wish they were scalable. With the mod Construction Anarchy they are, but not for vanilla. Huh, that actually looks interesting. I'm gonna just detail for a little bit. Happy little accident again. That's what the fun thing I love about Parkitect is that you find little accidents like this when you're experimenting with pieces. Because every piece in game is not what they are. They can become something else entirely. And there's always a new technique I'm finding every time I play. Especially today. I'm just like finding some stuff. That looks cool. Let's see here. What other parts are there? We got some sand, like these sacks or sandbags as I call them. We got hay. Oh yeah, hay's very important because we need a pile of them out here for detail. That makes sense. Whatever, this might be a baker's house, maybe. Who knows what it could be. Actually, I want to do some cobblestone outside to make this connect to this building. Oh, I can stick one underneath just to make it connect because there's a gap that happens, but in reality the guest is going to walk through it. But I just need to do that so that it's more nicer looking. Oh, I needed that piece for later. I'll grab it later. It's okay. Okay, let's see. Finish the roof. Not the roof, the chimney. Some more exposed brick of some sort. Or stone. I think it's like stone or something. And then we'll do some details. We'll do this chimney thing. And we'll make it like a clay. A clay's, clay chimney spout. And it's small enough just to hold the one. Yeah. Ooh, no, I want the other one. I like this fancier one, the square bit, because it'll match now the square bit of the chimney. There we go. That looks good. Oh yeah, those vines I was thinking about. If we made vines go across this structure here. Let's go grab my vines again. And we can make it go up. Like this, yeah. I can add some real plants to it, like some bushes, to add some more realism to them, just to give them less of the cartoony look. Because from my perspective, the fantasy pack is very cartoony, very out-proportioned on purpose. I think that was the style they were trying to go for. Again, fantasy is kind of broad in its theming. That's what I kind of understand what it is. And let's see, which one? Let's use this shrub. This shrub's one of my favorites to use. If I make it smaller and then start stacking like this around it. And this bush here too is a good one to use. Because I'm trying to get rid of the end caps of the vines, because the vines just end abruptly, so I'm trying to get rid of those. I could push them out a little bit. Nah, that looks weird. But if I put this bushes like this, kind of start wrapping around. You know what I just thought of? They don't have to be green. They could be brown, like a tree. Like a tree that climbs on top of buildings. I don't know what that would be called. That looks so much nicer, actually. The contrast between the things, between the leaves and the trunk. Ooh, another happy accident. How many happy accidents have there been? 2, 3 now? I did this one with the cylinders, I did this with the tires, and now this with the vines are now trunks. Haha. There we go. We got a couple more. Okay, that actually looks cool. I want to repeat that again, maybe in the front. Yeah, maybe in the front or so? I think I want to, yeah, no, maybe, oh, you know what? We can maybe add a tree here. Oh yeah, I want to add a tree. Let's add a tree, shall we? I was thinking about adding some type of tree or something on this structure. Yeah. Let's make it the same color. We're gonna kind of do this. And I'll grab all my different bits. And we don't have to necessarily hook this to the grid. We can kind of just play it by ear of how this is going to look. But making a tree out of shapes is going to be fun to do, because it adds some different variations to what you normally do. I mean, it would be easier for me to just place down a tree, but I find it more fun to actually build a tree out of shapes. Yeah, it's going to make this a little bit higher so that we can get another set of branches to grow off this bit. Let's do that, and then this one can go like this way. Yeah, there we go, yeah. Let's go above the awning here. And I'm going to end these abruptly because I'm going to cover them with bushes and stuff. Where's my regular 45? There they are, regular 45s. Got to make some of the roots at the bottom. Yeah, this looks cool. So I'm just basically just feeling it, like how, I don't know how to explain it. It's just kind of a intuition of like, okay, this looks nice. I'm going to keep going with it. And I'm not afraid of I'm not afraid of it. How do I explain this? It's kind of hard, when it comes to art, it's like kind of just subjective, isn't it? Yeah, I'm not going to talk much because I'm actually like I'm really focused on trying to make the tree believable. I'll also know that I don't have to necessarily make it realistic. I can kind of fudge on some of the parts. So that's what I'm kind of focused on here. Okay, where's my 45 degree? Oh, this one. Here's my 45 degree. Because I had a vision right before I started this project, or this little build. I had the vision of a tree kind of being part of the cottage, kind of what I'm trying to do. And it's working. And you shouldn't be afraid. When you're working on like projects of like art related stuff, you shouldn't be afraid of experimentation. I think that's where people get stuck, is the experimentation part. Because you're afraid of it's going to look bad. You're already afraid of its outcome happening. And so sometimes it's just better if you just try to hush that voice in your head and just go for it. Just see what happens. If it turns ugly, it turns ugly, then you can delete it. But in the moment, you just need to see where it takes you and just go for it. So that's what I'm doing here. Just going for this weird tree look. The tree seems to be somewhat okay. Let's add some of these vines now, finally. Just coming, yeah, this way, there we go. Some of these should be like more of the top of the tree. Where's my other one? There it is. Oh, we're gonna add some vines on the wall here to suggest that the trees continuing to grow on the cottage. This 45 needs to happen right here, because I need this to go into the water, suggesting it's getting its nutrients from the water. That actually makes sense. Again, it doesn't have to be realistic. I have no idea I think trees would actually do that, but I'm just kind of winging it. I need some more trunks though, more roots. That looks a little bit more believable. tree is actually shaping up to be something pretty cool. Now we can add the bushes that I want. So there is a bush that I love using for trees to make it a little bit more natural. The tilia bush moves in the wind. So I'm going to use this bush the most for this tree. Just because it moves in the wind, and we're just going to kind of drape this over the building. And see how small can I... Oh, I can go pretty small with this tree. That looks really nice. I don't like this branch at the bottom. We'll get rid of that. Kind of give yourself a second. Look at the tree. See if it looks any different. Or it speaks to me saying what I should do. It's kind of funny because I just covered up all the root work I did. But if I actually break up some of the bushes and make it a little bit more sparse, maybe we can see the trunks. Yeah, there we go. That looks a little bit... I like the breakthrough. You can get to see them. That works for me. And I don't mind the color. Actually, I want to change some of them to either a lighter color to suggest that there's new growth on it, like newer leaves, and then some darker trees toward the bottom to give it some contrast. Actually, I don't want that there. Let's do these ones down here. Oh, we'll add some down here just to give it some more believable... Now, there will be leaves at lower levels of the tree trunk, I think. Yeah. There we go. And then also on top of that, might as well add some mushrooms and stuff, because that's apparently that's a fantasy thing to do. This giant mushroom is quite gigantic, but I want to give him some friends as well in the same color, just to add some variation of mushrooms. That mushroom's floating. That mushroom's floating. That's going to bother me. Nope. Let's change the purples, actually. I want to do either darker ones so that there's more contrast. Just different variation of mushrooms. And we should have another pair of this mushroom just to help. Ooh, that actually works for me. That works really well. Here, let's fix my water thing. Oops. Yeah, there we go. Here, let's... Because this is like a little diorama, I'm going to push these out like this. So I'm suggesting that this is a bigger diorama, but I gave myself a little space because I wanted to kind of suggest that this is kind of the area I'm working on. Kind of. There we go. Let's go decorate this a little bit. Make these a little bit different colors, darker colors. And then my favorite thing I love using is the burial ground from the Halloween pack, because that is always a good one to use for dirt piles. We're going to add some here too. And it's a way to kind of cover up grid stuff. So like I want to make this look more round, so I'll do this. And then on that note, this here could be a pile of wheat or hay, because whoever's making this hay is probably coming from this cottage. Yeah, it's going to come from the cottage. So we need to work on the water wheel. I've kind of been holding it off at this point, so I need to get going on that. So what I do for water wheels, it's usually out of shapes, and we're going to use our cylinder as the main water wheel shaft, and I'm thinking I'm going to make it 25. 0.25 is probably the better solution. Yeah, on grid 4, you can go across like this. And then we're going to add ourselves a little bit of foundation and the water, like this. I'm going to actually use shapes to help with that foundation too. At 0.25, grid 4. And just go across like this. And then this is going to match all the way up to match with the water wheels shaft here. Actually, if I make it a different color, let me think here, like a brown, that would actually make more sense. So like this. That looks a little bit better. I'm gonna add this border stuff to give it a little bit more definition. And then onto the water wheel, and that I usually use is the cylinder disc piece. I don't know why they call it a border. Border cylindrical. Okay, I don't know. I call it a disc. I've always been calling it a disc, but I'm going to put this like this and make it the biggest it can be. That is, that's too big, actually. That's at 2, isn't it? Let's do 1.50. That's believable. Yep, that's believable. So the next thing I need to do is now put in those little slats across. So I'll probably just use squares as usual. I want to make them even smaller. Let's make them 0.15. 0.15, grid 8 is usually the solution, and we're just going to try to put in as many as I can. I'm probably just going to put in as many as the 4 corners and the diagonals will be, like this. Oh, that one's not finished. I won't put the one at the bottom because you won't necessarily see it from this angle. So there's usually something that you can skip detail-wise. But that's kind of the limitations of vanilla Parkitect. But when it comes to like modded stuff, you can go crazy. Yeah, there we go. I also want to add another cylinder with a different color to give it some contrast. Or maybe like a different part of the wheel. There we go. That looks actually really nice. I quite like that. Now I want some bushes and stuff near the water bank, or the bank of the river, or creek, or whatever this is. I don't know what this is yet, necessarily. I don't want those ones. Duke, duke, duke. Let's add some over here. That one's really deep in the ground. So don't be afraid to do that. That's always fun to do, even though you might only see like a portion of that prop, but it's a kind of a cool way to utilize props. Only like if you wanted to like certain parts showing. Rocks are the best like the best example of doing that with rocks and stuff like that. So if I did rocks like this big rock, but I only want this top, I'll do that. See, that looks nice. We'll do some more rocks over here too. Let's make it a little bit bigger. And we're going to mix different rocks together to give it a different shape, to give it like a different look. There we go. There's something missing though, like for fantasy builds. We need more fantasy. Magic. Well, it kind of feels magical, kinda. We need some more. Oh, we need lighting. That's what we need. So the lights that they give you are these weird magical lights. I don't know. This is like very fairy-like, maybe. This is more whimsical. And the light for this is actually quite large, like bright. And I can change the vine color. So actually, if we put this in the corner here, yeah, we'll have one there. And maybe just do your normal wall lamps that I normally do. This is from the Western pack. But again, that can also be used here. I don't want that there. Now I've changed my mind. Yep, it happens. Let's see here. What other props do I have that would help with the fantasy sense of this? I have that big gigantic flower. Again, that's really hard to use. I've used this for sci-fi stuff if you like sink into the ground like this. I've done that. Oh yeah, I was going to say I was going to use this metal sculpture for like a bracket or something. But in this case, I can't necessarily use it. I've used this piece for sci-fi things. Yeah, it's not going to necessarily work in this build. Oh, vines, duh. We can just use these. Let's add some vines somewhere. Maybe in the water. just to add some different whimsical look. Maybe it's a beanstalk, who knows. It's kind of what I'm thinking. And then this vine spire. I've used these for alien pieces as well. But with fantasy, it seems like there's a lackluster with it. But I think fantasy actually goes well with the medieval stuff. And medieval is going to be a whole other video as well. I know that. But I'm trying not to use as much of them. Same with like the cauldron. Cauldron could work well with this pack as well. So let's see here. More little things here and there. Add some plants. More bushes. Just adding some more detail out here. Oh, you know what? I need flowers. I just realized what I need. I need actual flowers. That would actually help a little bit. Like if I added flowers on this vine. Like this, yeah. That looks better. Yeah, let's add some more flowers down here to these bushes as well. This is just that they came from the same type of plant as back here, yeah. And then more burial grounds to add that more topsoil thing. Ooh, that looks good. So far, I like how this looks. Well, let me see if there's effects I can use for more of a whimsical fantasy feel. Splash, water. Oh, we need smoke for the smokestack. I'll skip that this time. We're not going to use any of the speakers because I don't need to use them, really. These giant flowers are fun, but I've used them for like alien plants. So they are very whimsical looking, but in my eyes, they look like alien plants, so we're going to skip those. Oh, you know what we can use is not water. Where's my plants for... Ah. This will help. So it's like we're like in a swamp or something, right? There's actually too many vines over here. We're going to get rid of those and go find my water lilies. Where are you guys? Nope, that's the top of the list. I should know where... Ah, they're there. I should know where water lilies are, right? How many times I've played this game? I should know where they all are. Oh yeah, pumpkins. Pumpkins are fun to use because it's kind of like a... Even though this is like more Halloween-y, but regular like pumpkins are kind of suggesting that this little cottage... I'm trying to also make the cottage look like it's been lived in. That's also the objective here. So I'm going to start putting other things here and there. Go look at some of the other concept art that I've pulled for this project to see if we can do more whimsical things. Oh, I think I want to add some more dormers here. Yeah, we're going to add these two. We're going to add... Actually, if I push them in, that looks nicer. Actually, I should have done that in the beginning. Huh. Will grid 6 still work? Yes, they will work. And to save on time, I'm going to add some more trees, but not make them out of shapes, because that's a very time-consuming endeavor. So we're just going to do some oak out in the outskirts of my... Actually, we're going to do some maples as well, but we're going to color them green as another tree type. I've done that a couple times. They're a little too dark, though. I need to change that to make them a little bit lighter in color. Ooh, way too light. Way too light. Way too light. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, there we go. Actually, I don't like them. They're too round. Let's try... Tilia? No, no Tilia. A crepe? No, I don't know what that is. And then an ash. Let's try that. Let's try the ash. Yeah, ash looks good. Oh, see, the hitbox is getting in the way. Me don't likey. Yeah, so far, this actually looks really nice. Oh, you know what? I'm going to add a brick wall somewhere to add some more detail structure, maybe some storytelling elements. Not really, like, focused on the storytelling elements here. I'm kind of just winging it at the moment with the whole building of this building. Oh, where's that fantasy fence? What is that exactly? It's vines growing out of it. Ooh, that's not a really good piece. Like I've said before, there's really not a lot of good pieces in the fantasy pack. So, like with this wall, I could utilize this wall somewhere to add has the weird stone design, but it's already clipping through some of the stuff that I put together. Yeah, we're gonna ignore that. Oh, you know what? Because I did this with the chimney here. Should I add... Nah, I'm not going to do that. That's the more detail I don't need to do. I'm just doing too much with the detail. It's so fun. It's so funny. Let's see here. What other pieces? Yeah, the candy pieces are great to use for, like, well, Candyland to be exact, but also maybe doing a... I can utilize these for fantasy pieces too, but I'm going to hold off on that. Yeah, one last scan through all the parts, see if something piques my interest. Oh, crates, I need to put these in just for some more believable livability, like someone's living out here. I think that's what I'm trying to do. Actually, it would be nice to add a back door here. Huh. Nah, maybe not. Maybe no back door, we don't need to. But so far, I like the look of this enchanted... yeah, it's enchanted cottage of some sort. It's kind of on its own merits here. It's kind of pretty straightforward. Let me go check my lighting before I actually send it off. Let's put a lamp here. This would make no sense to me. That would actually activate because of magic. Again, also it's a theme park. You can just... it just activates. Anything on the arches that I can use? Not really. Doors, fences. Yeah, this fence is kind of weird. I can put it there for now, but I still think it's a weird fence to utilize. Rocks, plants. Ooh, some logs are good to have in the water. Yeah, we're just going to do a couple in the water like this. Just adding that detail. And actually, I want to add those... oh, you know what? We're going to add more of those those tree vines like this on this side so that we can extend the idea of what's over here. I wish these were scalable. They are scalable with Construction Anarchy, but in vanilla, they are not. Oh, you know what? We're going to make this grow up toward the top of the roof. That would make sense that the vines would start growing on top like this. And we're going to make sure that it doesn't necessarily bleed right through the other side just yet. That actually looks really nice. Yeah, I'm enjoying that. That looks good. Maybe I want to add some flowers on this tree. Nah, sometimes overdoing it can also kill a project. That's also a feel too, like it's not concrete in any like measurement that I can tell you, but it's like a feeling like yeah, it's good not to. So yeah, I think this looks nice. So this is what I would do in fantasy. There's so many other facets of fantasy you can do, but this is just a example of what you can do with the fantasy pieces and some of the other pieces of the packs. So I hope this helps in your endeavor on building structures or theming rides with these pieces. And I want to thank you guys for watching this Parkitect University episode. This is a long one, so sorry for that, but this is kind of my thought process of how I build these structures and things like that. So I want to thank my patrons for watching and continuing the support, of course. And if you guys want to support me on Patreon, you can. It's the link in the description below. and I will catch you guys in the next Parkitect University. I'll see you later. Bye.